them home.
Everybody's here. We're gonna have a fun one. Normally these go smooth.
It's already been fun.
Yeah, it's already. Yeah, it's a lot going on. So here goes what we're gonna do. We're gonna start like we always start. We're gonna shout out the Book Fair. Go ahead and get yourself a copy of the Book Fair. Second edition's out in stores. All the proceeds from the Book Fair go to the Mary Kemp Foundation. Mary Kemp Foundation right now is in the process of building a bookstore downtown Killeen. If you want to support that mission, go ahead and check out marykempfoundation.org. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in already. We're going to keep this thing moving. Also want to shout out my main man, Clarity. Check out the work that he's doing out in Belize. He's a good friend to the show. Next up, last but not least, we have the good folks over at the Friendship Inn. 601 West Veterans Memorial Boulevard, Killeen, Texas, 76541. The best hotel in Killeen, if you ask me. I'm not biased at all. And last but not least, my main man, Howard's Blend.
Hey, everybody. This is Howard with SMB Nutrition. You want to just have yourself an awesome workout, grab yourself SMB pre-workout. Then afterwards, you want to make sure you recover properly. Get yourself some Howard's Blend plant-based protein powder. SMBnutrition.com. Don't forget to use code HAHOMES for 15% off. Thank you very much.
Y'all didn't think we could do that. Y'all didn't think we can get Howard's Blend out. Y'all didn't know we had those type of connections. Shout out to my man Howard's Blend for coming out and making sure that he was able to show some love. And we're going to get you some of that plant-based protein for sure. So we have a full panel, and that is full as always. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to jump right into this.
Let's do it.
We have, how about this? Everybody raise your hand if you're on a hotel. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, you can clap. Oh, you can clap.
Yeah.
Oh, you can clap for that.
Yeah.
You can clap for that. Keep your mic up.
Yeah.
Please do.
So how about this? There are more owners than just the four of us. And this is part of the fun of owning a hotel with a gang of people. One of the first problems is we have to meet and we have to agree on things as a team. Tonight, everybody was supposed to be here. Shout out to Regis. He had a family emergency. He's not here. He probably gonna try to call in. Shout out to my man, Jerry.
Right.
He had another engagement, but he's studying for something that's important. So we'll jump right in. Let's talk about it. Let's go. We'll go Keisha first. Yeah. Oh, you was ready for that? Yeah. So we go Keisha first. Keisha, talk about what it's like to be a hotel owner. You could talk about some of the pros and cons, some of the things like this. Get one opinion on hotel ownership.
One opinion. It's a good investment if you got the right team. I'll say that. If you got the right team, it definitely works out great. If you got the wrong team, the Lord be with you. The Lord, Allah, Yahweh, all of them. Look, all of them. Let them be with you for real.
We got some stories. We'll get into some stories for sure.
Wow.
But this is for myself, and then we'll let Ari add on this piece. There's 8 of us? 6, 8 people? Is it?
So let's see. It's 5 entities, and each entity has 2, right? It's
Ari.
So 9. 9 people total.
Right.
Yeah, so there's 5 different entities. Some are partnerships, like Mike and Jerry.
Right.
They're partners, so they came in as an entity.
Mhm.
Ari and I was able to join as an entity because the slot opened up. Keisha has a partner. Regis represents UPC, so Regis and Dawn
Mhm.
are speaking on behalf. It's kind of like the Electoral College. So they have like a representative panel.
Yeah.
Right.
But that being said, Ari, you can introduce yourself because it's the first time you was on the show.
It is. Hey, y'all. I'm Arica Price. Everybody calls me Ari. I am the owner of Price Realty Group, located here in Killeen, Texas. And I am also one of the owners of Friendship Inn.
Yeah.
So real estate, that's what we do. That's what I do. I have sold at this point about 60 million in the last 4.5 years. So I love what I do and I love helping people. That's what we do. Now, what is the pros of owning a hotel? I think the stories.
You can share.
I enjoy the stories, like the entertainment factor for me, because those hoes will tell. Okay, so I mean, it's one of those things. Like it's always a character. I feel like if we had hidden cameras, we are sitting on a gold mine. I keep telling people that, but. The other pro, honestly, is just the inner workings of business. I do business day in and day out, but this aspect of business I hadn't tapped into. So knowing like how much everything costs, where your money goes, where and how long your money will last or won't last, unexpected incidents and expenses. I think that's the biggest thing. So it's pros and cons, but the entertainment factor is always there.
But for sure. We're going to give a
that's
couple
wild.
shout outs. So, What a Life Music Collective says, shout out Keisha. They here supporting you.
What's
And
that?
then my man Josh Sharon, he was on episode 7, episode 8. He says, shout out to Keisha. He says, shout out to the sorority. So it's Blue Five. So you getting lots
Lots
there you
of
go.
love.
Lots
Well,
of
you know,
love.
I get a little bit love.
Lots
every
of
now
love.
and
Yeah,
then.
right. So we could talk, Mike, we could talk about because you, and I won't say his son's name, just in case.
Right.
This all started because of Big Man. I ain't even call him baby boy, Big Man, because you got the baby boy.
Yeah.
How did this hotel thing come together?
So my son drives around with me very often, and he watches how I move as far as in business and real estate, right? He sees a lot of tore up houses, distressed houses, houses with holes in the roof, houses that need foundation work, houses that are just nasty. But he doesn't like those houses. He likes $1 million listing houses. So he likes going in houses that are real nice and things of that nature, right? But what he is infatuated with is hotels. So anytime that we would go and travel, anytime me and my wife would take the family out, football game, if it's out of the country, whatever the case may be, he would always be infatuated with a hotel. He wants to go and look at the reviews. He wants to go on every single level of the hotel. He wants to leave a review, things of that nature, right? And he was just like, one day he was like, Dad, you should buy a hotel. Right. So I was like, well, you might be on to something, because I got a buddy, another guy that we do business with from here and there. He owns a hotel. So I know it could be done here in Killeen, right? So then I just start going down the strip, knocking on doors. I mean, I've been to 4 hotels with owners that said yes, but they were just unrealistic with the price. This was an opportunity for us to come in and actually be of value to the B family, right? And actually get a deal done. So really my son he's 13, was the one that inspired me to really get out here in the streets and see who wants to sell a hotel.
Yeah, I credit that, and I said it last time. That's just good parenting. I mean, give Big Man his credit, but
Right.
I think it's nature versus nurture. I
There
think
we
the
go.
parenting matters there a little
Appreciate
bit.
that.
He's around good people. So there's a few things that I would like to speak. There was so much to discuss concerning this hotel. I want to start. We'll go like maybe chronologically. Nova, can you bring up the first post when we posted about buying a hotel? This is the TikTok incident. So Jerry posted on TikTok. He has a very, very good following on TikTok. And
We starting off petty.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. And for those of you at home, you can see Jerry posted, we bought a hotel. And I'm going to shout this dude out. Captain Save a Home wrote, congrats.
Was he one of our employees?
No, no, you're funny. You're funny. No, he said, congrats. But 8 blacks doing something together is asking for problems.
Whoa.
That we didn't even have our first check-in, and that was the review.
The way I tried to find him, he was looking for a problem. He was gonna get it. I couldn't find him. I was furious.
Yeah.
No
Really?
account.
I was
Yeah, we
furious
all look.
because I just
Yeah.
That was I didn't get.
no.
Nah,
I
it
was
just- nobody like took a day off work, but like,
right.
Yeah,
No,
it
I
wasn't
got
like
what you
but
said.
it was like we
yeah.
copied and pasted. No Facebook, no Instagram, no. It was
Right.
No, we were
TikTok.
trying to
He has
find
no
him.
followers, so just like one of them anonymous, Twitter gangsters.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
somebody
Right.
It
y'all
was a
know.
troll. It was definitely a troll.
It's
Yeah.
somebody
Hey,
y'all know.
but-
That's Jerry's page,
Look,
maybe.
Yeah,
but-
that's
y'all,
Jerry's page.
y'all
Yeah.
know them. Now.
Everybody but Keisha.
Let me
I know.
say this
He
though.
has no enemies.
You see, I get love.
Let me say this though.
Facts.
There were some people we know that didn't like the post, that didn't share the post, that didn't comment on the post,
Facts.
that hit up Jerry in his DMs. Like, man, that place need a lot of work.
Oh,
Not showing love.
Mhm.
People that we kind of rub shoulders with here and there.
Or everybody
Well, they-
asking, how much did y'all pay? But how much was that? But how much did you pay? And how much did you take? That was a question I got all the time.
yeah, and
Yeah, how much
that's one of the first rules
Yeah.
of Fight Club, because everybody
That's
wants to know.
right.
Yeah.
You could pay and find out,
Well,
right.
but I might not tell you the truth.
I didn't get anything because I ain't told nobody. This the
No.
first time people know.
You're gonna
Oh,
be the
really?
thumbnail for the. We're gonna put you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Who owns a hotel? It's gonna be
Right.
Yeah,
biggest
I ain't tell nobody.
The way I see it, at least for my following, if I post something that I'm doing, nobody really cares. I think at some point, and I said this before, I said this early to start this year. Every year we do a year-end recap. So in January, I'll recap 24. And it seems like there's a trend where if I'm like, oh, I did something cool, people like, I don't care. Because it's like you're winning too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like my whole page, I closed this, I closed that, I did this. So nobody really cares. But when I post a client, their success, people are happy. You get likes, you get reviews, you get follows, you get likes, people care. And I don't feel any kind of way about that. Because I on my Instagram, which is where I'm the most active, I post there to edit the content to put it to YouTube, and my new following is growing there, and I'm getting clients from that. So for me, it's not really about likes and views; it's about clients. And hey, keep tuning in. Like you could even put a thumbs down. Like I don't care. Just like keep tuning in. But now that we have this, like we're gonna go down a dark. This show takes dark, twisted turns. Keisha says she really ain't tell nobody, and she been consistent with that. She ain't really tell nobody. Have outside of the social media hate? Could we call it hate?
Yeah. You can call it.
Outside of the social media hate, have people been treating y'all differently now that y'all are hotel owners?
So I had lunch with a guy today that wants to. He has to offload a house that was a crazy situation. That's a whole other story. And as soon as he pays for the bill because he asked me out for lunch, and we're talking business. And as soon as we leave, I'm talking about he's walking out the door. He turns around and says, "So how's the hotel business?" Right. So I say it's doing well. It's doing well. Got a solid team, and that's what's most important is that you put the right people around you in business and in life. That's all I had to say. But I could tell, that he's got a little bit of like, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna say this, and I'm not gonna say any names, but I know for a fact I had a situation with, and it's like really piggybacking on what you said, posting. I like to show my clients success. Like I'm so happy that they're closing and they're getting hot houses and they're getting proceeds. So when I post, it's really more like, look at these people. They are actually in the American dream. They're doing it. Well, I had someone that actually blocked me. And I knew that they blocked me because of I was actually trying to give them business for something else. And I was like, God, I cannot find her page. And I couldn't find it. And I realized she blocked me. Anyway, long story short, I confronted her about it because I didn't understand what I had done. And she told me that I bother her spirit. What? I bother her spirit. That's why she blocked me. And I was like, if anybody follows me, y'all should. Arica Price, you'll find me. I never post anything negative. I don't care what's going on in my life. Everything's positive on my page because that is what people need to see. That's what the daily pickup is sometimes somebody needed to keep going forward. I refuse to give into negativity on my page. With that being said, how did that bother your spirit? And the only reason I could think of is it bothered your spirit because you don't like seeing me succeed. And that is what I'm saying. That was a level of hate that I wasn't prepared for from another African-American queen. And it bothered my spirit enough for me to say, it's cool. We don't have to be friends. It's lonely at the top. I don't have people that I hang out with anymore. I had somebody go to Cheddar's and they were like, we didn't invite you because we figured you don't eat at Cheddar's anymore. Who don't want no honey butter croissants? Okay. Who don't want that? So,
you got different. I'm just.
Oh, you want like my
baffled.
situation?
Yeah, I'm baffled, like, oh my gosh, this is juicy tea.
For me, and you know, I think we on our interview, we spoke about this. Like, I know we like comparable age, but I've been doing this almost 20 years.
Right.
So I've been trimmed the fat. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
the only people around me, and I say this a lot of times, is I don't know what the reverse of jaded is. Oh, I'm sheltered.
Right.
Because I'm like, man, everybody I'm around is dope. So I don't get the hate anymore. I don't get the uncomfortable feelings. I don't get those sort of things from my inner circle because, like, look, like the other day, Mike and I and Regis, we just bought a house just for fun. And we calling it HQ. Like, just for fun, we bought a house. Not to make no money, just so we can have a place to meet. Like, that's the kind of friends we have. I got the kind of friends that's like, yo, we got a hotel. You want a piece of it? Which actually is not how it actually happened. I actually begged, kicked, and screamed. I was like, please.
We did.
Yeah, and then the slot opened up, and then that's God's will. And then Regis and Mike and Keisha, everybody was gracious. They said yes.
Yeah.
And they allowed us to have a piece, have a seat at the table. But like, these are the type of people that we're around. So I don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I kind of feel the same thing like what you experienced. I don't have a lot of people in my circle. So I really don't get a lot of the hate stuff. If I got a hater, they silent and either they ain't bold enough to say it or they just love me in secret. I don't know. But
Keisha likes to fight. That's why.
Keisha's not
I don't want to be her enemy.
Now,
Okay?
let me correct. I
enemy.
don't like to fight, but I will.
She said, I'm good. I'm just good at it.
I don't like to, but I will if I have to.
Keisha has threatened me so many times.
Oh, you
Shout out to my man Kaya. Shout out to my man Sakaya.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but I mean, the experience has been great. I told my family, obviously, but other than that, my family treat me like regular anyway. So
yeah,
I haven't noticed it, put it that way. I have not noticed anybody treating me differently. Or even if I'm in passing and somebody may have seen one of y'all posts or something.
Right.
Nobody haven't walked up to me and be like, oh girl, you on a hotel. I haven't gotten a lot of that. So.
I need to hang with you because I don't have this anonymity or whatever.
Yeah.
People think I'm shrewd.
I need to take a class from you then.
Real quick, I think that another aspect of with me and Jerry is that they think we're just wholesalers.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's where a little bit of the hate came from because you're just a wholesaler. You're not supposed to be out here like buying hotels or buying and keeping houses or buying and flipping houses. You're just supposed to be a wholesaler. That's the category we put you in. That's the box you need to stay in. But as a real estate investor, you should grow and you should develop and you should gain new tools in your tool belt and you should have new strategies and new relationships that can help build your business and you bring value to other businesses as well.
Yeah, and that's how a lot of our relationships and partnerships are formed. And I said this earlier, is that what happens is, like Regis, for example, and I said this a few times, but this might be the first time people are hearing this, is like we've known of each other for like 3 years, but we never got in a room, never really connected until this collective came together, and we wanted to I think it was just to put together like a presentation.
Right.
And I think it was a Keisha Mike conspired. No.
It was.
Best of Bell County.
That's right.
Keisha, actually, we did a thing called Best of Bell County like 3 years ago. And Keisha and I had known each other. And I was like, Keisha, you could be a part of it. You had another engagement.
Yeah, another engagement.
So she didn't make it to that. But then, 2 years later, we brought it back.
Yep.
So what happens is, what I say is like that good energy is always there.
Sure.
And like the right people are doing the right things. And then boom, we just came together when the time was right.
Yeah.
So for everybody out there, like, there's no pressure. Like, you might want to work with somebody right now, or something might not go in your way, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Or maybe it was a blessing too, but it's just not the right time. You know what I'm saying? So just keep doing what you're supposed to do. It'll fall into place.
Yeah, I remember there was a hotel that was being sold off the highway. Remember that one? Me and you went
In
to.
We don't have to say the city. Is
No,
it the,
it's in Killeen.
oh yeah,
Oh,
okay. Then.
okay.
Yeah, it's
We about to buy another
Hallmark.
one.
Hallmark.
Yeah, Hallmark. That was
So,
the first one we worked
yeah,
on, right? Yeah.
So I remember going through that process, and I'm like, Mike, I don't know how to negotiate this. You're gonna have to be on the phone with me. He let me sit in on that, and I was like, okay, bet. Now I kind of got my little feet wet. And I didn't know this opportunity was gonna come by later down the line, because I was like, man, I wish I can do something like that, you know. And then when the opportunity presented itself, I was like, bet, I'm jumping on that. Ended up selling 2 of my houses just to get into that particular deal. Kind of did that monopoly play: 4 houses, 1 hotel.
Let's talk
Man,
about that.
hold up.
Let's talk
That's
about
right.
that.
That's right.
Can you, because there's sometimes, like for myself, and I also, you have Coaching Your Greatness, you're a coach, and so sometimes people come to me with these blanket sayings: never ever sell your real estate, never ever do a deal that's not this, never. And I'm like, the person that told you that, how much do they own?
Right.
Because I sell anything, you know what I'm
Sure.
saying, if it makes sense to progress.
Mhm.
Right.
So do you want to talk a little bit about that process?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, it was a difficult process because I found myself being emotionally attached. And I called Mike and I said, Mike, I don't know what to do. I know I could sell these houses and I can do this and do that. And he said, I'm gonna give you the advice that somebody gave to me. It's just sticks and bricks. That's it. It's just sticks and bricks. And I say, bet. I'm put it on the market to sell right then and there. So I saw it as an opportunity because the numbers made sense. I wasn't making them. I mean, I was making money off those 2 investment properties, but nowhere near as close to what I'm going to make on the hotel. So I'm like, I might as well do it. Why miss this opportunity to hold on to something because it's emotional attachment? And that's all it really was.
I agree with that. And that's taking a step back to make a leap forward. And that's something that may seem counterintuitive. I've sold properties for a loss, like intentionally,
Right.
to get out of that deal because the next deal was so good.
Mhm.
Right.
And you have to do that at some point, or, you know, the climate's shifting and you want to kind of get ahead of that. So as an entrepreneur, don't be afraid to not listen to the status quo. Actually, it's kind of a rule. If you're doing what everybody else is doing, you're probably already going in the wrong direction. Like,
That's
everything
correct.
has to be against the grain if you want to set the trend, if you want to be the person that's going to make that next leap.
That's
So there was a question that and I'm gonna let Ari answer this. Mike and Jerry, when we were pre-gaming for our interviews, episode 6,
Right.
there was, at the time, Jay-Z had a thing in his house. And, you know, Jay-Z's a billionaire, whatever, Beyonce's a billionaire. And one of his cousins needed $4,800.
Right.
And he was like, no. So Ari, have you, because you're a hotel owner now, you know, in that situation, a family member says, and you could pick the one in your mind, that's fine, like, comes to you and says, hey, I need X amount of money. You're successful. You own a hotel. You made $60 million in sales in 4 years. You got it. What you do?
Don't count my pockets. Start there. Don't count my pockets. I think we live in a world where, in my business in particular, you could do the math. Most of the time we get 3% of everything we make. So from a math standpoint, I swim in money, but the reality is you don't know what happens behind the scenes. So I tie up a lot of my cash. I tie up a lot of my cash in my clients. I'm constantly getting listings, going in, doing all the repairs for them, waiting on that house to sell so I can get my money back. And I don't charge interest or anything for that service. So if I have 8 listings like I have right now, if I have 8,000 in each one, that's $64,000 just sitting out there that I can't touch. And that's just an example. But what I'm trying to say is, you don't know the money that we have. If I make an investment, it needs to be an ROI. I don't invest in something that I know is a loss. Now, it's one thing if a person is coming to me as a family member and they have a need for money that's going to be something that can cause them exponential growth, something that could be better for them. If it's a drug habit, bad money management, I don't participate in bad decisions, and I'm not an enabler. So no, the answer is no, depending upon the reason. And I don't care if I have, you see what I drive. I mean, I had a tow truck incident where a guy tried to rip me off, and he did a good job. He thought I had this and that, and I drove what I drove, and he could charge me more. And I charged up the whole city behind that whole company because of that. So at the end of the day, don't don't make that decision for me. But yeah, if it's something like that, I'm not doing it. It just depends on the person. And I don't care how much I have. A bad money decision is a bad money decision, whether it's $10 or 10 million.
Anybody else can answer that question? Because I know we were supposed to discuss it, but then
Right.
the other guy, who, you know what, we're not going to keep saying this guy's name because he's suing the other guy for 10 million. We're not going to keep saying his
Oh
name.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
latest
Yo,
news.
Shoot,
That-
slow
that was
down
a-
now.
That was the hot topic for the.
That is the hot topic.
But we, how about you?
So I learned just in the past few months that I'm not going to do family with business as fast as I once would, right? I learned my lesson just here recently, right? I'm not going to do business with family just because you're family, right? It has to be logical. It has to make sense. It's not going to be an emotional decision. It's going to be a data-driven decision. Now, with that being said, all blood relations, not family. Family are the people that you're aligned with, whether it's business, whether it's life, whether it's your vision, whether it's your goals. That's your family. You can be a family from a seed, like y'all came from the same seed, or you can be a family that came from the same seed. You know, like you got the same seed, like you cut from the same cloth, that type of reality. So that's who I do business with. That's who I'm gonna lend money to. But as far as like lending money out for, something that doesn't really make sense, nah, I'm not with it.
I feel you. So what you're saying is you do business with family, you don't do business with relatives.
Correct.
There you
Right.
go. You got, yeah, it's just
Unless
it's just
the
about
relative becomes family.
right, because there's a difference. I mean, you go back far enough, we're all basically related, right? You want to add to that, Keish?
No.
No. Okay.
My mama told me the other day, my no does not require an explanation. No.
She fights a lot.
It's a word.
She fights a lot.
Absolutely not.
Just
And
like-
they know, don't call and ask me for nothing because I'm going to ask you. I got a job I can give you.
Right.
I could do that.
opportunity.
I give you an opportunity,
Opportunity, yeah.
but now I ain't giving you no money.
Just flat out. I
Yeah.
agree. Well,
I can teach you how to make money.
here
That's
go-
it.
I can
Right.
literally teach you how to make money. So allow me to do that.
Right.
That
Right.
4,800 ain't nothing compared to what I can help you make.
Right.
Right.
So yeah.
This is my 2 cents on that. And this is some free game for y'all. And then after this, we'll pay some bills. If somebody needs money for bills, 99% of the time, it's because they don't know how to manage their money.
Correct.
Because even if you have an unforeseen bill, a pop tire, something like that, your credit should be okay. You should have a credit card to put it on. Like, you really shouldn't have bills problems. An illness, some big problem like that, that's something my couple G's can't fix. That's a Band-Aid on something that needs stitches. So if somebody needs money for bills, I'm already going to say no.
Right.
Because I know that you can't manage the money. I'm never going to get it back. I'll donate, but that's not what we're talking about.
Right.
We're talking about
Yeah.
lending money
right.
for
Yeah.
something like that. So that's rule number 1 for all you startup people, entrepreneurs, whatever. Your homeboy says, hey man, I want to open a pizzeria. Man, I never seen you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You're going to just do the whole pizzeria? LeBron owns a pizzeria, so we should open a pizzeria. Okay, don't invest in people that don't have a business plan. And that's the second one.
Right.
Mhm.
And then the last piece of that is, if you are going to give money, it should be money that worst case scenario you can afford to give away, because then that way the money doesn't put a strain on your relationship. Mike and I were talking, to the audience about a deal, the worst deal ever. We'll have a video out,
Right.
but we were like, cool. We were like laughing about it. You know what I'm saying? And, nobody likes to lose money, but there are so many other times where that could have been an argument. Somebody's shaving up but usually that comes because one of the people in the group is tight.
Right.
So if you are going to lend money, just make sure that you can afford it. And that's the same thing with investments.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, don't invest money you can't lose. That'll break up your marriage. That'll break up a relationship that is really way more valuable than the money, because money you can always get back.
Right.
But also remember, there is no reward without risk. And I think a lot of people forget that in business. There is no reward without risk. We would like to say we can control everything we put money in, but that's not realistic. There's always a possibility of an unforeseen circumstance. And so you have to understand that. But when you do win, most of the time you win big. That's
Right.
just the nature of the business. But people that play it safe, and like I always say, you got to have entry-level workers to have CEOs. They can't be one without the other if nobody's in charge. However, when you're always playing it safe, your reward is going to reflect what you're putting into it. So sometimes you have to risk it and to get those rewards, and that's just business.
Well
Yeah.
said.
And with that being said, let's talk about another amazing business, Howard's Blend. Check him out. In this conversation where we share war stories from the friendship inn. But before we do that, this is a question I've been asking everybody, and I'm glad that I got some repeat people back from this. This season is Super Friends. I wanted to bring people up that kill it in their field and do whatever, and you can add value, this, that, and the third. So the question I've been asking everybody is, what superhero would you be? Anybody could go first. You know what I'm saying? However you want to do it. If you have your answer ready, just what superhero would you be and why? And just for, if y'all didn't know, I'm the Hulk. Y'all, Keisha, no, because even though I'm scared of Keisha, like
You scared? Never. You're an Aries.
nah, I meant that like the joke.
Yeah.
Like, cause
We are Aries.
Fear will keep you alive. Like Mike Tyson said, he was scared in the ring too, and you see what he did.
Right.
So like, fear is okay because you just got to get over it. But yeah, like I'm like because I feel like, and y'all could tell, you could talk shit if you want, like, because it's on air. Just we're in front of each other. So like, I'm nice 99.9% of the time. But if somebody I feel like is stupid, then like I will take it to I won't stop.
How far will you take it?
I won't stop.
Hulk smash.
Yeah, I end up apologizing. And
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Right.
If I feel like I went too far, but like I will go too far, and then maybe apologize. Like it, 2 foot 2 for eye for an eye. Like I'm like an ant with a sledgehammer type.
Gotcha.
But that's why I'm so calm. I'll let people get away with murder. I turn the cheek. I let people get it. Because I know how far I'll take it.
Right. It makes sense.
You could be the Hulk if you want to too, Keisha. But I'm just saying,
See,
like,
I was thinking
She-Hulk. You could be She-Hulk. She-Hulk.
And I would say for that very same reason, that's why I am a little bit more reserved and quiet and sit back and watch. Because I don't like to go to that level. But other than that, yeah, I would say She-Hulk.
I think, you know what? That wasn't a surprise.
It wasn't?
I
have never.
Yeah. Nobody has ever accused Keisha of choking.
Right.
I have never. I've always been nice to everyone.
Yeah, you
You
always.
must have been nice to
You always.
me.
You always
know what I'm
cool.
saying?
You
I've
always cool.
been nice.
Until you not.
But I've seen other sides.
She said, what you said?
I've seen
It
other
was a text message.
Yeah,
It was a text message. You misread. You read into that. It was a text message.
Yeah.
No, I just like clarity.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I'm not misunderstanding you. We've had those conversations.
Yeah, that's why
when she
when
does
you
I know,
that.
said
right.
that.
That's why we cool. Because most people won't. And we had that discussion.
They won't call you out.
Yeah, like I call me out.
Yeah,
'Cause for
I
me-
call you on the phone, be like, "Hey, when you said such and such and such, what did you mean?"
I'm like, Keisha, how'd you find my address? You in my address? Nah, but you respect that because here go. There's two things to that, and I'm sorry to cut you, but
No, go ahead.
like if we're in a situation, because y'all know I'm sarcastic too.
Very,
Right.
Yes.
very, very
You
sarcastic.
don't have to keep
I
repeating
wish
that.
Pat was here.
You don't
Oh,
have
me
to.
I
too.
know, right. I
You
know,
don't have to
right.
keep repeating that.
Yo.
Two berries was enough. But no, but what I'm saying is like I'm sarcastic, but I think everybody knows that it's lighthearted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't hold on one second. It's lighthearted. I don't do the tongue in cheek. I don't do the truth and jest because that's like hater shit. Like I'm not a hater.
Right.
I play around, and that's also if I know we're comfortable. Like it takes
Right.
me a while to get comfortable cracking jokes with somebody.
Yes.
Right.
So if you feel some type of way, if I say something and then you ask me, I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm sorry you felt that way.
Right.
Because I'm gonna tell you how I really feel.
Mhm.
So I appreciate when somebody asks for clarity and is like, yo, like I felt the way. And if I feel bad that you felt the way, I will apologize. And there are times if you feel bad, I won't apologize because
Right.
I meant what I meant. And if you took it like that, it is what it is. I didn't mean harm,
Right.
but I can't help because you choose your emotions, not me. So I appreciate that. And I think that's one of the things that helps us go. Like we all have like little interactions where like, but we talk it out and there's no like talking behind somebody's back or acting funny because you should.
That's part of knowing your team too. Know them that labor among you. So again, going back to my original statement, if you got a good team, you have to know who you're investing with and who you're doing business with. Because everybody you should not be doing business with, and everybody you shouldn't even talk to about your business that you have going on because they don't understand. I had this incident, and me and Regis talked about this yesterday, and I was talking to a lady because she did ask me, she saw the post. She said, how's the hotel going? I said, oh, it's going pretty good. I said, we had a couple of little hiccups and I told her about the one story, right? And she was like, see, that's why I wouldn't do that. This, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, how many properties you own?
How many hotels did you?
Yeah. Like, and then I realized then, even though I wasn't, I was expressing to her, I wasn't complaining or anything like that. I was just telling her the goings on or whatever of that incident that happened, more or less being funny about it. Like, oh, wow, we had this situation, this, that, and the third. So when she made the comment, I'm like, wait, nah, don't take it like that. I made a great decision. Trust and believe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you're working with people, sometimes you're going to have those awkward interactions because you're talking about dealing with a lot of money. You're talking about people that you haven't been in business with. You're talking about multiple people in a group chat trying to make a decision and a vote on things. So sometimes you're not going to agree. But if we all have the same objective, which is let's make this money, we can put those differences aside. I ain't got to like you to work with you.
Yeah.
I don't have to like you to make money.
I made that post. Yeah.
I really don't. Like, I can work with you and not genuinely like you.
Right.
As long as we keep it respectful, I'm fine.
You see how she leaned into that when she said that? I felt a little threatened, but
really?
Ari, who would you be as a superhero?
I think that I would be myself. I would be like maybe like Superwoman, but my people around me would say that I'm probably like more Batwoman. I feel like I'm low key, but apparently I'm not.
Low key.
What? You know what low key means?
Yeah.
Nobody ever.
Such a homebody. Like I keep to myself. I have to be out and network because it's business. Like that's how I eat. So it's like I have y'all.
You more sociable than me, sweetheart.
And I have a fan with me all the time because I have anxiety. So I start sweating. Everybody makes fun of my fans because I have them in every purse, but I literally get anxiety around people and I start sweating. But I have to still push past that because I'm an actress by trade. Mm-hmm. I'm a singer. I take care of my kids. I'm a realtor. Yes. So it's like when you do all of that, you're in the forefront. So you got to suck it up, right? But for me, I feel like I'm so nice. But when I'm in a deal, I'm like a beast. So when I change it to the phone booth, I become somebody else. And like when I'm working a contract or something, I'm a shark. Like I am a shark. I am trying to get every penny. I'm not nice anymore. There's no nice side. In fact, I feel like I feel bad sometimes because of other sides of the transaction. I'm like, I really feel bad. Especially if I know the other realtor. I'm like, I'm so sorry, but I got to do it this way.
Right.
Take that. And I don't know, everything. It's fun for me, but that's the only thing. I feel like I would be like Superman because I like to help people. I love helping people. It feeds my whole soul to help people. But at the same time, it's like when I put that outfit on, I just feel like I can just I can beat everybody and everything. Yeah. Like I'm invincible in my mind. And then when it's over, I just come right back. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm more like Beauty and the Beast or something. Like
Beauty and the Beast.
Like you know, like maybe I'm more like
anybody who hears Ari's explanation of her answer will see why we all made the same thing.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, I'm reserved. I'm low key. Right. That's like in Pulp Fiction. Sorry, not Pulp Fiction. What is it with the sword? The other Kill Bill.
Kill Bill. Yeah.
When the bad guy at the end is describing that Superman sees humans as weak. So that's why his portrayal of Clark Kent is docile
Right.
and a nerd.
Right.
Oh.
So
That's
it's like
interesting.
it's one of the best like monologues ever. But so Ari pretending because she's an actress that she's
Wow.
low-key thinks.
Yeah.
She's
yeah,
doing a
yeah.
really good
Yeah,
act
she
right
doing
now.
a really good job of acting like
Yeah.
but-
That was on script.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
it's okay in scene.
Right. Right. Well, you know, there's no wrong answers here.
No, I
But
feel
we
like
don't have to agree. Mike, what you got?
Man.
Mike, what you got?
So I would say in this season, I think every season is a little bit different, right? I would say in this season is Spider-Man. Okay.
Ooh.
Why
see that.
Spider-Man? Say what?
I could see that.
Yeah. Why Spider-Man?
the way
So
you be climbing through stuff in the houses. I can see that.
climbing through houses, that's one thing. That's one thing. But even more so, like, you know, Spider-Man has a relationship with Peter Parker. Peter Parker is Spider-Man, but they're two different people. Spider-Man, Peter Parker, so I can really relate to your script, right? What you was trying to put out about being someone that is an introvert, being someone that's an introvert, but has to put on this mask, get out in front of these people and really be an extrovert, right? So that's what Spider-Man. Plus, if you notice something about Peter Parker, in every single season of his life, he's always juggling two major things. He has to make this major choice. Do I save this person? Do I save this bus falling out of the sky? Or do I save Mary Jane?
Right.
Which one is it going to be? You know what I mean? So I think that's very relatable. Like, we always have these fork in the road
Right.
where we have to make this decision on that may change the rest of your life. I don't know if you've seen the new Spider-Man, but there was something called these moments that happen. These moments in life, they call it like Chronos moments or something like that, to where whatever decision, you're in a point in your life where this one decision is going to change the trajectory of your entire life and the entire life of everybody that you come in contact with. So that type of pressure, you know what I mean? So I would say Spider-Man.
You talking about like the multiverse joint?
Yeah, the multiverse joint, right?
Right, yeah, when he
Right.
went to all the Spider-Verse. And
That's right. That's right.
That's a
That's
good
right.
one.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
Dominican in that one.
I think
Yes, he is.
his
Miles
dad.
Morales.
No, Puerto Rican.
His-
No, Puerto Rican. Miles Morales is Puerto Rican.
His dad's black though.
Yeah.
No,
Puerto Rican and black is the same
That's the
thing.
same
Dark
thing.
skin.
It's
Okay,
the
yeah,
same
yeah,
thing. It's an Afro-Latin culture.
Exhibit
yeah, no, that's true.
For those of
That's
you who
true.
don't know.
Yeah.
And
He
there's-
spoke Spanish.
Yeah, there's so many comments.
I like that. I think the pressure thing is very relatable. I like that. I didn't think about that aspect. You took it like, deep, like ocean
Yeah, he
deep.
put a lot of thought into it.
Yeah, he had time.
He went
I
live.
had time.
I know exactly.
But that's who Mike is as a person.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think the pressure, a lot of people are in that day to day though. Some people are in situations where they have to pay a bill, eat, do this, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
It's challenging. And I feel like you got backup plans too. You're married. I'm not. And I feel like I make these decisions. Sometimes I got to remind myself I don't have a husband. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I don't have a backup plan. I don't
Right.
have a 9-to-5. I don't have retirement, VA, disability. I have nothing that comes every month. I have to create revenue to survive. So
Right.
I do feel like sometimes it is a lot of pressure. And when I make investments, I'm scared to death. When Keisha, who called me about the hotel? Somebody from, I can't move out of the hotel.
I called you about Best of Bell County.
You did.
Who was the?
I think somebody made the we had a conversation. We're like, yeah, we're gonna do this, and they said, how much money?
Yeah,
And all
We
this-
was all in the group.
Yeah, and I was like, I got so quiet on the phone. I'm not. I was like, oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do what now? Say it again. Okay, yeah. And I trust you guys. I can say this to God, honest truth. I feel like I can give any of y'all money, and I will get it back without a question. And that's hard to say. I literally feel that way, So I trust y'all. So literally that decision, even though I was scared, I was like, let's do it. Let's put it there. Let's go. I'll make some more money. Let's go. And that was it. But it was a lot of pressure and I was scared to death. So I like that analogy.
There's only one person in the group I wouldn't trust with money, and everybody knows why.
Oh my God. I didn't say that. I said you guys. I was getting
No,
clear.
I said it because that's the inside joke.
He called me today
Listen,
and told me and told me what he spent some money on, and I was just like, okay.
Yeah, no.
Do you want to spend money on it too?
I ain't gonna say.
I gotta call yesterday
I ain't gonna
too.
say
Yeah.
that back.
All I'm
But-
gonna say is bricks in the toilet.
Yeah, we not even gonna
That's a New York thing.
Don't put that on New York.
That's a New York
Bricks
thing.
in the
No,
toilet.
no.
That's all I gotta say.
No. So what happens is,
Well, wait a second. We got a hotel now. She's talking about bricks in the toilet. Can we clear that up?
no. I forgot about. Yes. Michael, would you like to?
OMG.
Yeah, bricks. Oh my God.
Pause.
How do you even? So this is
You
part
never
of the.
know.
This is part of the dynamic of why this is one of the pros of working in a group, and I can say for myself, and everybody can
It comes to a vote.
can speak, can speak to their experience, is that for me, when it comes to real estate, like I'm an investor. I think that's obvious, right? Michael and Jerry, I would say, and if I'm pigeonholing you, let me know. At least your origin or your specialty, or you got us the deal, was wholesale,
Right.
right? Keisha's background is hotel management, Airbnb. So that was the thing that you brought to the table. Not that we're not all investors, but like it was like, oh, we got Keisha on the team. Cool, we got a shooter. All right, now we need somebody to grab boards. There's a lot
Right.
of basketball analogies
That's
here,
exactly
right? So like, everybody had their spot. Regis, all right, he's a contractor. Boom. All right, we got that. Ari, she's a realtor, broker, so she can make sure the numbers are right. And when we go to sell, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we got that. Pat is an investor. And I'm making sure I'm not leaving anybody else. So obviously, Jerry, y'all
Right,
partners, right?
right.
Dawn and Regis.
Right.
So everybody kind of had their niche. So like when I came in, and we can speak to this, it's like, all right, this is how we're gonna do it. I'm like, all right, this is the tax strategy. This is how we don't stay in trouble, because I brought my expertise in terms of being an investor long term.
Right.
So when it comes to the management, the staff, like I don't do any of that.
Right.
And you guys, I say it all the time too, like killing it. Like we're always sold out. The service calls. Also, shout out to Lisa Marie. She helps us with the management side. Like everybody plays their part. So one of the pros of having a partnership is that you have somebody to lean on, and then you could just focus on your one thing and just kill that,
Right.
and that's it. So thank y'all all for that. So bricks in the toilet. Is we also in our group, and I'm gonna say this, and I don't think this is offensive, and that's why I'm not name dropping, because he's cheap,
Right.
and I mean
Very.
like TV sitcom cheap,
Right.
like the
Right.
cheapest man in America. Like you've never
Right.
seen somebody,
I'm like, how you come up with that?
and sometimes he saves us money, and sometimes
I
he
was
saves us money.
convinced at that moment that he does his laundry while he takes a shower. That exact moment, I was like, I know what his bathroom looks like. He has the
Yeah.
whole thing, everything's freshly washed at one time, body and clothes. And that's it.
And he's an amazing investor, and he
is.
does very well with all his investments.
With all his investments.
Because he strings them out. So here goes what
Right.
we're gonna do. If anybody has any questions online or anything in the crowd, you can feel free. So we have a question? What's your question?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Mike, you can
So-
explain it.
No,
Keisha.
no, you go ahead, Keisha.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we were not doing that.
Yeah. We're
Uh-huh.
not
We will
doing
not.
that.
We
Where
will
you from? Chicago? Yep.
Yeah, she
Y'all-
from
yep,
Chicago.
Chicago, New York.
Yeah,
that's
what I
y'all
do
thing.
that. But we're in Dallas.
Oh, right. So that's what it was, you guys, to save money on the water bill,
The suggestion was made
to put bricks in the toilet.
because we have access to a lot of bricks in real estate.
He said we have them already. The toilets, some of them are 30 and 40 years old. Dude, it's $100 for a toilet. I get discounts. We don't even pay $100 for a toilet.
Right.
And only for the
Don't
ones that
either.
need it. It was like 2 toilets.
Yeah, he was like, no, why are you buying new toilets? We can just put bricks in the toilet.
He was not happy with
Change
us.
the toilet. No, you want to change the cover. You can make it look better.
Right.
Wait, no, I got one
Go
better.
ahead. Go crazy.
Okay, so then when we voted on not putting the bricks in the
He
toilet,
was so bad.
he said, okay, fine. we'll buy the toilet, but we're gonna pay $5 and get it from Habitat.
Yeah, and get
Yeah.
used toilets.
And get
Yeah,
used toilets.
toilets.
And if you want to, just change the seat cover. No, sir, we're not doing that.
We have the best Zoom call, child.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
we're not doing that.
And I'm gonna say this. Sometimes he saves us money.
He does.
Yeah.
That's why I like him.
But
Yeah.
like a broken clock,
Oh yeah,
They're
he's
gonna
right
be right.
twice a day.
yeah. That's true.
What's right? I'm like, man, I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
We'll go to jail if we do that one.
Yeah.
And I will say this, and we all love him.
We do.
And everybody had the opportunity to be on stage.
Right.
So when he sees us, because he's an avid watcher,
Mm-hmm.
you know also love, man.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yeah.
You know
We do like him. Right.
Yeah.
Very
But I'm
cheap.
grateful
you
that
cheat.
we have 5 entities. I'm very
Right.
grateful. So there's always a vote and there's never an issue because it's always going to be a majority. So I'm grateful for that, right? That's something to be
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're in downtown Killeen, Veterans Memorial Boulevard,
601,
right?
601.
601
Mhm.
West Veterans Memorial
You
Boulevard.
can bring the picture
Killeen,
up if you
Texas,
want.
76541. Friendship Inn. You'll notice the purple doors. We just wanted to clear that up, especially on air. We're downtown Killeen, bricks in the toilet. You know, we needed to clear that
Yeah,
up.
that's how
Yeah.
it sounds bad. And also it just I don't even want to dwell on it. It sounds bad. We might not even ever repeat that again.
Yeah.
Hey,
no, it was funny.
It's definitely
It was funny till the police
I
come,
cracked
and then you gotta
up,
start
right.
answering questions.
But are
Excuse me,
y'all
we
gonna,
heard Bricks was in the toilet. Let
Yeah.
me check y'all out.
but are y'all
I-
gonna get into the nitty gritty or what?
We don't. All right, so look.
how limited are we on air? How filtered are we?
No, you can say whatever you want. We got like another 15 minutes, easy. Because I know, because there's also food in here. Shout out to my man Ramiro. He's setting up a new another one of my clients. He's starting up a new food truck. So anytime we have somebody that's doing something, we always show
Always
love. We
support,
always
yeah.
sponsor. I always whatever. Shout out to Cookies by Bree. We got those red velvet and them chocolate chip. They make them fresh. They made them this morning just
They
for
were
us.
good.
So
Oh, yeah.
everybody
They're
wants
soft.
to eat, and we didn't get to
They're
eat.
soft.
Also, shout out to another friend, another client, Petties. So we got the sides and Petties, and then also shout out to Becky, Cookies by Nana. She came and just brought cookies. And now I'm not sharing those. I'm not even gonna hold you. Those are not out. Those are just for me. Because she has some new flavors. She lets me sample
And
them.
he clarified, don't touch that box.
Yeah.
No, I told everybody don't touch the box.
Yes, don't touch
I've
the
been
box.
dieting the last few. Everybody kind of knows. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
you
saying?
know
Like the last 8 weeks or so. So tonight I'm gonna enjoy this meal. I'm going to eat every last. No. I got the grandbabies at the house right now. They're waiting for us.
Mhm.
So they sugar, so they'll be able to.
Mhm.
So yeah, no, nobody's touching those. Just the grandbabies and me. Everybody else, the adults can have the other good cookies. I also want to shout out Miss Lavinia So Natural, because we also have tonight, we giving away a 6 to 8 family meal Thanksgiving turkey greens,
Awesome.
potatoes,
That's real. That's real.
Right?
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
So, HA
And
Homes-
it's off the chain too. It's off the chain. Her cooking is off the chain. She
Oh my
catered my
God.
wife's
Her drinks are off the chain.
baby shower.
Everything.
Oh, the lemonade.
Shout
All
out
on chain. They all off the
the
chain.
bomb ass
Yeah,
lemonade.
that's it. That's it right there.
Before Bomb Ass Lemonade, she already had her organic drinks, and she had one that had beets in it. And I was like, "This lady's crazy for beets in a drink." When I tell you that thing was so good,
Mm.
Lavina, I don't know. Jesus is everything's all in her. It's like
So what we're gonna do is I'm going to ask a question now, and then you guys can answer it in the comments. We have to the 20th, right? So we could have whatever. So I'm going to give you guys 48 hours to answer the question in the comments. And then we're going to do a live drawing on Friday. The winner can go pick up the food. And that'll be that. You'll get the instructions. They pick up the food on Wednesday. The winner will get that to be a live drawing. All you got to do is put the answer down in the bottom. And I'm going to be biased. All you have to do is write what the best hotel in Killeen is.
Can we give
The
him a
good
hint?
folks, 601 West Veterans Memorial Boulevard, downtown, 76541. All you got to do is write the answer in the comments.
That's right.
Look, Nova's even helping you. This is an open book test.
Right.
All you got to do is put the answer in the comment section, not in the notes here. When the video goes off, my man Dylan is ready. Dylan said he's getting a free meal.
Yeah.
When it goes off, you got to answer in the comments. That's it. And in the 48 hours, we'll have it and we'll have everything. And we're glad to donate and sponsor a family. I mean, hopefully it's somebody that needs it, but if not, whoever just shows love deserves a free meal. Like,
Right.
I really try not to cook. I'm making mac and cheese. I make mac and cheese once a year. 4 cheeses. It's, you know what it is.
Yeah, yeah,
I have
yeah.
a good mix.
Yeah, it's a
It's
little
good
something,
mix.
something.
You
Yeah.
got the cheese pool. You got the. I'm not gonna give away my 4
Right,
cheeses.
right, right,
I play with a new cheese every year, but it's the same 3 to start.
right.
I'm not in charge of the food.
Gouda's one of them.
Gouda's.
Gouda's real good.
I'll go like that because you need one funky cheese. You're right.
Yeah, that's right,
I like
that's
your style,
right.
Mike.
I
Yeah.
had to say
yeah,
funky
yeah.
cheese.
Yeah, you need one. You need one smelly one, and then you need the string cheese
Sure.
kind of one, the mozzarella. And
Okay.
we'll talk
That's
about
it.
that.
That's
Keisha,
it.
Keisha knows how to cook.
Yeah, I do a little
Mhm.
something.
Yeah.
I'm in the mood.
Restaurant
She from the
tour.
know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
She don't be telling her business.
It's
See?
not.
I
She
don't
She
don't
don't be
always
telling her
do it.
business. I ain't gonna say the name of the restaurant.
I love it though.
That's because
That's
she
so
got
people
warrants.
don't ask me for money.
Right. Right.
She got warrants.
Look, right.
She don't want nobody this shit. She
Yeah.
don't want to meet nobody in the parking lot.
My
Right.
Yeah,
alias got alias name.
All right, so look, you could say the craziest story from the hotel.
Oh, I don't know if we want to go there.
Come on.
You don't
with
have
it.
to be graphic,
So,
cause we got a lot of them.
Clip this
what
up.
was the cliche that I put in the group? Come to the Friendship Inn.
Here we go. Hey, Regis is on. Regis, if you want to call in, bro, all you gotta do is get the link from Nova. You could call in and share your stories.
Oh,
No,
snap.
we don't have to
Yeah,
say
you-
all the details. You can share the overview.
Yeah.
Let me
So
pass-
what had
go ahead,
happened
go ahead, Keisha,
was-
go ahead.
There we go.
We had a interesting staff member. Should I say it
He
that
was
way?
interesting too.
He was a
Sure,
staff
he was a
member,
staff.
He was a,
He was a
Was
staff
he
member.
technically? He was.
He was a- no,
a
no, he wasn't on staff.
1099 contractor.
He was a contractor.
he was
right.
a contractor.
That's
for
right.
Anybody
Indigo.
that knows
That's
what
He
that
right.
was.
means.
He was a
Yeah,
contractor.
because if we liked him, we were gonna hire him.
Right.
So
Sure.
he was
He
a
did not
contractor.
really work.
He did not get payroll.
for-
So
correct.
he was on a probationary period, and
Should have been on probation.
we did some investigation and found out that he was giving rooms for fellatio.
She said, huh?
Because those hoes will tell.
And so that was quite interesting. But
Yeah.
the funny part is,
How we found out the girl couldn't figure out how to renew her room.
so what had happened was me with my I'm so quiet, I don't, I just observe. So of course I went and stayed there and just noticed it's a lot of traffic over here. What's going on? And set some systems in place to kind of like give a person enough rope, they'll hang themselves. And that's what happened. So get to the hotel, doing some investigation, and I say, hey, look, if this and this is not corrected and fixed, if these people don't pay their money, they getting out and you getting fired. I told them I was coming back at 11 o'clock. I ended up going early. Child, they was out there like roaches. They was scrambling everywhere trying to get their little monies together. One lady didn't have her money and he kicked her out. Put all her stuff out. She came in there singing like a canary. She was, and he did such and such and such. I said, now how you, sir? Yeah, so that was our little episode with that. But we haven't had no more issues since that. That was
Yeah, on top of the fact that he was also stealing money.
he was
Yeah.
he was
Yep.
stealing money.
Yep.
Found that out.
Right.
Right?
Which, the thing is, and this is what I said. Now, it's one thing you're gonna steal money, but it was how he was doing it was the funny part. Like when I say world's dumbest criminal,
Yeah.
definitely that. So the way that we have it, you have to track everything. Every guest have to do a guest check-in slip.
You gonna teach them how to steal from other hotels? No, go ahead.
Well, every guest need a check-in slip. And he had every guest do a check-in slip, but no money was accounted for it.
Man.
So he was accepting the cash. And I said, sir, if you go take the cash At least make sure the hotel got theirs. You could have charged them a little bit extra.
Right.
Would have never known.
Right.
But he wasn't smart. Poor thing.
Marvel Universe said he was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
We
caught
just
that
came
one
on
late.
that one.
Right there.
He was ahead of his time.
She does not carry cash. That's not how she makes her payments. Like, what?
Does anybody else have anything else interesting, funny, crazy, anything else?
Oh, I'm called the warden. I'm the warden at the hotel.
Do you notice a theme?
Yeah.
Shut
yeah.
up.
I seen him in the parking lot. I showed up early. I said, "Where's my money?" Yeah, Keisha, that's pretty much.
Yeah.
That's the shtick.
She was like, "You gonna make me walk these streets for $5?" She was short $5. I said, "Yes, ma'am. You better get to walking.
Oh.
Yeah.
You better get to walking."
Hey,
or
what
else
happened?
She
She
came
walked?
back. She walked and came back with that $5.
Yeah, because Keisha's known.
And they called
Yeah.
me the warden. Oh,
Yeah.
the warden's here.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other stories? Anything else anybody want to
Now
share?
that's the most.
Yeah.
That's the craziest
That's
that
the
we have.
most-
I think
Salacious.
that was iconic.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think we had a call
since then.
that was any. Yeah, I just wish we could have had it on camera.
I know.
Oh my gosh, we missed you.
Oh,
so
let
much.
me also address this. Somebody texted me the other day and say, "Hey, is it safe to stay at Friendship Inn? Do y'all have any rooms available?" So I want to say this publicly. It is safe. We have a very, very good staff there that will take care of you. Now, do we have anything available? No.
we always
Right.
book.
We're
We're
always booked.
Booked and busy.
Always
Booked and
booked.
busy. Yep, we're always booked. So if you do want a room, you definitely have to reserve it very, very quickly and in advance because we stay booked. Literally by 4:00, there's no more rooms, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So to that friend that said to me, "Don't do that. Oh my God, I heard that hotels you don't get your money back. It's the worst investment ever." To that friend, listen what she just said. Say it again.
We're
what?
booked.
Okay.
We're booked.
Say it one more time.
We're
Okay.
booked.
Shimmy with it.
100%.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like for Keisha, if you would, to briefly discuss the vision moving forward as far as the boutique
Yeah.
hotel status and things of that nature. Just to kind of let the people know that, hey, look, like this thing is just the beginning. Like it's
Mhm.
going to the next level.
Yeah, because I definitely heard a few seen a few comments in regards to, oh, that place is gonna be XYZ, like basically like it's a bad spot or whatever. But we're growing, we're at capacity, but the idea is to not stay where we're at, is to grow into a boutique hotel. So that's why we're doing the different remodels and different things of that nature. However, things like that take time. So, but when we get there, oh, it's gonna be gravy.
Yeah. Another question? Yes.
It's kind of more like your high-end hotel, motel, provide a lot more amenities. Really the term of it is really it's a hotel, but you just have extra amenities, different things in the rooms that you'll have. Some of them we're gonna put kitchenettes in it. So that way people can actually stay for an extended stay. We're gonna have a restaurant there. So those are the things that's gonna be coming into play in the future.
Yeah.
It's not franchise, it's more customized. That's what
Yeah.
really separates
And
it.
a lot of the things that for people who are interested in getting hotels or for new business owners, a lot of times like you have a vision and you have an idea, but sometimes you don't know what you don't know. So like we're going through the paperwork, and again, this is a credit to the team. Keisha runs around all the time. I gotta get this paperwork, and we sit down and I gotta sign off on it, and this and then like we bring it back to the table. So a lot of it isn't that we're not actively working towards it. It's just you have to wait for the city to approve it. You have to wait for the inspector. We just had the inspectors come out again and check and say we passed everything.
Mhm.
So we're doing the work to make sure everything's up to code, everything's legit. We got Matt coming out so we can do the sprinkler thing, so we can see about the other play that we're not gonna talk about publicly. You know what I'm saying? And so you know Rhonda's son.
Right.
Miss Rhonda's son, Matthew. He
Oh.
does sprinkler. You right.
Oh,
Yeah, I got him
Right,
and
right.
Regis
oh,
is
that's
already.
gonna be awesome.
Yeah, him and
Uh-huh.
Regis is already.
I tell you,
Regis, if you on here, bro, you could
The sprinkler system.
yeah, the
The
sprinkler
system.
system. Yeah. To,
Oh, yeah.
all right, got a question in the back. What's up? Talk loud.
I'm sure when you did your numbers, you did not run that 100%.
Never.
Abnormal.
Yeah.
I don't even know anything that runs at 100%. That's pretty freaking efficient if you ask me. So kudos to all you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That's not small, already that's 100%. No, that's a huge deal with real estate. So,
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate
I hate going there. When I pull up, I can't find parking. I can never park. I own this.
Right,
I
right.
can't even
Exactly.
park in my own hotel to see stuff that's going on in my own hotel. I hate it. I hate it here. Keisha,
I think that's
get somebody to move
entertaining.
it.
I know, right? No, but that for real happened though.
All the time.
Yeah, you can't. You never
that
can't
for
park.
real happened.
I
Like,
pull in
you
the middle of the
cannot-
parking lot to do something real quick. I don't even park. I just stick
Yeah.
the truck in the middle of the parking lot.
That's
Yeah,
why,
that's
that's
true.
why we bought
Yeah.
a clubhouse.
Yep.
Right? It's not too. It's not too. So we don't have to meet at the hotel.
Yeah.
We could meet at the clubhouse, and then
On-
the bookstore is getting built right around the corner.
Mhm.
A clubhouse on 2 acres.
It has
Okay.
2 acres too.
Right
Yeah.
outside of Fort Cavazos.
Yeah, it does
Right.
have 2 acres.
It's got 2 acres.
And then we're gonna meet next week and figure out. Yeah,
Right.
but see, that's and this is the whole thing. Is like investing is about making money. Investing is about growing wealth and all these other things people talk about. But it's also got to kind of like make you happy because like for me, yeah, there's money and don't buy stocks, and we could talk about that if you want to. But once you get to a certain level of success, or you have a certain lifestyle or whatever it is, if you're going to continue to do it at the level that we do it, because it's not like investing is just like, okay, my money's working for me. We get that, right? Busy money, we get that.
Right.
But this is a business for me. It's a business for each of us. So for it to be a business and like to have a passion, you got to kind of have fun with it as well.
Absolutely.
So everything can't come down to money, at least for me. And I think that's why we all agree.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then it also has to have another layer, which is like we give back. There's discounts. There's this. We're
Correct.
supporting. We're doing it in this community. So when you guys are starting to try to be entrepreneurs or you're finding what it is your niche, got to find something that keeps you happy and then also has like that other layer of added value, the intrinsic piece, thing that's not in black and white. Otherwise, you'll burn out. If it was only about the money, I couldn't do this business.
100%.
And to add to that, you can't be greedy. And I think that's what helped us succeed with the hotel is because we had a strategy. Our prices are not astronomically high. They're right where it needs to be at for us to have a positive cash flow so that we can do the things that we want to do without coming out of pocket. So we've profit every month now, right?
Yeah.
Since we've had it.
Yeah, I'll let you fit. You want me to give
Yeah,
like a
go
little
ahead.
bit of strategy?
Yeah.
So the family bought it from, shout out to the B family. We called them the B family because we want to keep them anonymous and
Sure.
like and not disrespect them. They raised their family, five girls, beautiful family in that hotel. It took 2 rooms, put it together, and they lived there. All of them are doing well, college graduates, careers, all that, this, that, and the third. Dad told me it was harder to give me the keys than it was to give away his daughter at the wedding
Yep.
because he had the
For
hotel
real.
longer than all his daughters. You gotta take care of it. You gotta take care of it. I got the video, but they were old, and they could only manage 4 or 5 rooms a night. So the hotel had been known for not having rooms, and what they would do is let people stay for like long term, a week, a month at a time.
Mhm.
So they had almost like tenants. We renovated. We didn't take profit out. We took the profit, put it back in the hotel. Took the profit, put it back in the hotel. We're making money. Back in the hotel, back in the hotel, back in the hotel. And we have another 3 months to go where we're going to keep putting that in. And what that's doing to the value,
Right.
if you guys know the burst strategy, I'll just give you one piece where we're going to be able to just, go crazy when the time is right if you want.
Right.
And then the proceeds would just be like through the roof in the several hundred percentile in terms of return on investment. So
right.
we have a strategy. Again, we have a good panel of people. Everybody weighed in, and we're just going to keep sticking to that. So, I mean, that's that with the hotel. Does anybody have anything else they want to share about the hotel before we sign off? And anybody else have questions? If there's no questions or anything, Mike, how could they reach you?
So Michael, we got a
Oh,
question.
we have a question. Yeah, sure. Oh, the stocks. Oh, yeah, that's right. We had a question earlier. Thank you for reminding me about that. So I don't buy stocks because I can't control where my investment goes. We talked about this off camera, and I've spoken about this before. We talked about Tesla. Elon Musk, whether you like Tesla or you don't, it was still at one point the biggest car. So their stock was at $400. He had a personal thing that had nothing to do with the product itself because of how he was treating people over at Twitter, which is now X. And the stock cut. It went from $400 down to $100. So if I had 100,000 in there, I'd wake up. It was over a week. You know, he lost like 38 billion. But if I had 100K in there within a week, I'd only have 25K. That doesn't happen in real estate. Yeah, you could lose money, but it's not in 3 days. And you can control. If you pick the property right and you make the right decisions, it's very hard to lose money, right? And if you hold on to it and you put a tenant in and all these other strategies, you'll recoup just in tax breaks. So I only put my money where I can control where it goes. And I'll give you two more things just because this will probably end up being a TikTok. All right. It's in days of stockbrokers, before we had like Robinhood and the apps, the only people who made money off of stocks were brokers. And 98% of brokers did not own stock because they knew it was trash. They made money whether you won or you lost because they made money on the sale and the purchase. So they were good regardless. That's one. Two, and the other thing is people with little to no money do not make money in stocks. I have 1,000 people. I made 500% of my money. I made this, that, and that. You have 3 shares. You made $18.
Right.
You're not making real money. Warren Buffett only made his money after 45 years of investing because of compounding.
Compounding.
He's 90 almost. Like
Right.
He's been investing 60 some odd years. You're not going to be Warren Buffett.
Sure.
Stock trading is not for poor people. It's not for people with little or no money. Stock trading is for owners of businesses, employees of business. Like, it's a different model.
Right.
Where if they're going to give you corporate shares and they're going to match you, yeah, take that because you're guaranteed to make money there.
Sure.
But if you have $100, $200, $500, don't buy stock. Buy a book.
Right.
Take a class. Invest in yourself. And then when you have real money, put it towards the business or the thing that you trained yourself on. I'm only telling you what I think I know based on my experience. You don't have to listen to me, but I could tell you at 22, I bought my first property with credit cards and I started with $2,500. I say this all the time, and you could do the math on this. This is my money never sleeps, you know, right? If I don't get out of my bed and I hang out with my wife all day, if I only make $2,500 a day, I had a bad day.
Because of real estate.
Yes.
Not because of stocks.
Yeah, because I own X amount of rentals.
Correct.
I have so many flips.
That's right.
I have other businesses that I invest in.
Sure.
I second that.
And again, I've been doing this 20 years, so don't expect that you can do this in 6 months. But what I'm saying is, I don't have to do it. And I know everybody says that I don't need the money. I ask my clients, look who some of my clients are. Look at some of the
Right.
deals I do. Like, it's easy
Right.
to look at what we do and it'd be like, he's really not exaggerating.
No,
That's only $75,000 a month. Like, that's nothing.
Right. Right.
yeah, I have to piggyback off.
I
of
was
you.
gonna ask the question, you know, and I was really about to ask
Oh,
that.
no,
The question I have for Hussein.
In the
when he
grand,
says that-
can I respond to that? And you ask a question?
Go ahead.
In the grand scheme of things, I put it in perspective. Let's say I make $2 million a year, right? That's $150,000 a month. 150 times 12, 180, right? Yeah, 1.8 million, right? Cardi B performs for 3 hours. She makes $500,000. That is nothing. $75,000 a month. We got to get out of that mindset that 50.
Right.
That's a joke. That's
Right.
nothing.
Right.
Justin Bieber, you name it. Taylor Swift, when she gets $1 million a show.
Right.
The one that was crazy. Britney
it's
Spears was getting $1
subjective.
million
Money-
a show to perform in Vegas to do a residency. And there's people who make more money than her. How much is LeBron James making a day? Like, we're talking about nonsense money when we're talking about thousands, right? And I respect that everybody's not there.
Right.
But if you keep seeing yourself in that position, that's where you're going to stay.
Right. It's a mindset thing for sure.
1,000%.
It's
And money is
definitely-
always going to be
Yeah,
subjective.
and my money doesn't only stay with me. My money goes to other places. Like we said, we're building
Right.
a book, so that we got work to do.
Right.
I work because we got work to do.
Right.
I want to be like, damn, 50,000 a day is a bad day for me. We'll get there.
Right.
Give me time. Your question?
What is real money? I think that's the question I was gonna, and it is subjective, but I like when people say, well, don't invest until you get real money, or don't, until you start making more money. So what if you had if you literally, and this is, I love you, so this is not a dig at anything. I'm just curious what you think. If you had to put a dollar amount to say what line would be drawn to say, okay, this is when you consider yourself making good money versus not, what number would it be?
There's no number. Because
Right.
it's like this. When there was a time, my goal for this year was to end up at a mobile home park. I'm going to do that. I also ended up with a hotel.
Let me say
It
something. on
wasn't
that.
even on the map. Go ahead.
Because and that wasn't about money. It was about the energy that you were putting out, because that's what money is. It's energy. That's why they call it milli ions or trill ions. You know what I mean? It's whatever energy you
There
putting
we
out. That's what's going to be the money that you're going to receive in return. It's about having that abundance mindset. So when you say things like that, it's always going to challenge me. It's going to challenge us. But what it should challenge us to do is to elevate and start to get our mindset to that place to where I say $2,500 a day, $5,000 a day. That's nothing, because that's only going to limit the impact that I'm able to put forth to my community if I keep that limited
Right.
mindset.
And okay, Keisha.
But I was going to piggyback off of what you were saying about the mindset thing. I remember when I was working with you as a client, right?
Yeah, we first started up.
when we first
Because
started.
now we're partners.
Yeah, now we're partners.
It's graduation.
I know, right?
You got a red helmet.
Well, I got the red helmet before that, but
No. Yeah.
oh yeah.
No, but I'm
Okay,
saying you got it. You
I
graduated.
got the, So, and one of the things that I remember, I bought my fourplex,
Mhm.
bought it from Hussein, didn't know him,
Right.
but I reached out to him because I said, oh, wait a minute, this is a business. Let me call him and see how you work things out. And I remember sitting in his office, and he said to me, Keisha, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to buy 4 houses at the end of this year, by the end of this year. And I remember it was like in the middle of the year. And I'm thinking, this 6 months, where I'm gonna get the money from to do all that, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, you can do it. I'm telling you, you can do it. At that time, it was like, okay, if he say I can do it, then I'm gonna have to believe that.
That's right.
By the end of that year, I didn't get the 4, but I had 3.
Man.
I had 3. And I didn't have a lot of money. And he could tell you, it's been times I called Hussein, but like, okay, Hussein, what if I do this? I remember I didn't even have the money to pay him the $1,200. And I said, can I do it in payments? He said, you got a credit card? I said, nope. He said, well, come to me when you got the money. Okay. And I had to work and like figure things out. And then we circle back as partners, so I was in a different position, but I always brag about him, even though sometimes I don't like him.
He threatened me a lot.
I always brag. Anybody I talk to, I always bring up Hussein, and
For
because
sure.
he's the one that elevated my mind to a level to say, Keisha, you can do this. There's no reason why you shouldn't. And it was those words. There is no reason why you should not be able to do X, Y, Z.
And first off, I think, and that's why we get along, because like Keisha keeps it a buck all the time, and I respect that. So here goes what I'm gonna say, and I want to add on to that. Notice I didn't say I make this much a day, because I'm not trying to flex. I'm making a point.
Correct.
$2,500 a day is not a lot of money. It is not. It's not.
Right.
So I keep it there just so you can see the growth, right? So that's one thing, because I never talk. Because remember, everybody knows Hussein don't got no money, right?
Right.
I'm bro. Hussein don't got money. Everybody knows that. We'll talk about that later. Clients, you understand what I mean in a second. And then the thing is, people. Remember, I work with kids. 14 years officially for the city. I work with kids 20 years, and anything that you put out there, they're gonna meet. You tell a kid they're dumb, they can't do, they're gonna show you. You tell a kid they can't, they're gonna same thing. We all happen to be human. It all works. I just seen a post the other day. I don't know if it's true. I'll look up the data, but I'm gonna say it was a post, and then I'll post it, and you can fact check it. So there was a study done where they put rats in water, and they seen how long they would take before they would suffocate. They died in 15 minutes. So what they would do is they started putting rats in the water until like 1440, 1430, 1445, and then it would take them out just before they would die. And they kept doing that. And then the second time that they put the same rat in, so again, rat A, 14 and a half minutes, I almost didn't make it. They put the same rat back in the same water. How long do you think the rat lasted? Yeah. How much longer? 5, 10 minutes longer, 15 minutes?
Probably
Twice as long.
60 hours.
Yeah, there you go.
60 hours. Because they knew that somebody was going to come to save them. So all they had to do was survive.
Correct.
All they had to do was stay alive and somebody would come help them.
Mm.
It's the same thing with us. We could do amazing things. You could do anything. It's just your mind. Your mind is a limitation. That's why I act how I act. That's why I move how I move. Because at an early age, I was told I could do anything. You
Right.
can't tell me I can't do something. And one thing I lost is that you can't do it. Well, I'm going to show you. I'm like, you're not even on my level.
Right.
You don't even get the respect to make me think to put energy towards your energy.
Right.
I'm going to do what I want to do anyway.
Right.
I lost that. I used to be like that. But now I realized that was a waste of time.
Right.
So that was that. So we have that. Anybody else want to add on or say how they can reach out to you?
You can read that.
Michael Lane, Facebook. That's where
there
I'm
we go.
mostly on. Meta_Mike on Instagram. And then yeah, that's how you can get in contact with me. We got a course coming out.
Sir.
Course, 3 days. Learn how to source your own real estate deals. Right? Thanks to my coach here.
Coaching your greatness.
Coaching your greatness.
CYG.
Right? CYG. Helping us put out this course November 29th through the 1st. Me and Jerry are going to be giving away a lot of game. And the only reason we making y'all pay $2.99
Free.
right? For thousands of dollars worth of game is because money is energy.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can exchange energy, then you'll put forth the energy to do what we teach. And then we'll have wonderful testimonies of you making, your family tree different.
That's right. If you don't
Keisha.
pay, you don't pay attention.
How could it get you?
Lakeisha Herrera on Facebook and Coaching Your Greatness on Instagram is how you can reach me. I will be doing another Airbnb course in the beginning of the year, so make sure you follow me for more content and updates on that course.
Before we go to Ari, we had a question. Nova, thank you. So Kelly Seals asked, what is your dream goal that has not been reached yet? So here goes what we're going to do. I don't know who that question was for. Ari, you could tell them how to reach you, and then we'll go around and we'll end on that. Ari, how did they reach you?
Facebook is Arika Price, ARRICKA Price. I have 2 pages, and Instagram is your real estate sidekick altogether. TikTok, your real estate sidekick altogether.
All right, I'm going to go this way and then we'll end it like this. I have a jacket. I have a hat. I say it every day. And this is part of my sarcasm. What's my, maybe y'all get it. What's one of my favorites? People like, Hussein, what's going on? How you doing? What do I say? Yeah, I say it a lot. Living the dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have no other, I have goals because I need something to do on my day.
Right.
But I'm chilling.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with money. I wake up
Right.
and be like, man, I woke up with no alarm today.
Yeah.
And guess what? I'm going to eat something. I'm going to take a nap. I might go to the gym. I might see what's going. I could do whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want, from whatever city I want. I'm glad COVID is not here anymore, so we can start traveling again.
Right.
I know I'm blessed. I also know I earned it and I deserve it. That's another thing. But man, I can't ask for nothing. I always say people kill for these problems.
Yeah.
So that's me.
real. That's inspiring.
Anybody want to go?
Yeah.
What's your
What's the
goal?
dream?
Your dream goal? It's a dream goal. What's something
I'm going to buy a small town
let's go.
in Texas or wherever for that matter. I'm going to buy a small community, create infrastructure, unincorporated and become my own government type stuff. So, yeah.
And you're actively working towards
Actively working towards that. Yeah.
that.
Absolutely.
So you're living your goal, right? 'Cause
Absolutely.
you're
Absolutely.
actively
It's not
pursuing
just
it.
a vision.
No.
It's actually a goal. Yeah. We've already, started to create infrastructure in some areas and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Yep.
Keisha, Ari?
I would say development. That's the only thing that I really, really want to do. Business wise, be a developer. Personally, I just want some acres. That's it. I'm good.
All right, what you got?
Y'all got a pencil and pen? No, I am I love helping people. So my dream, honestly, I feel like I live every day because I get to help people. And I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years now. And I've always been in fields that allowed me to make people feel good about themselves. And so I can't complain. I'm gonna be honest with you. As far as like a financial goal, I am about to open another business, which I will not speak on right now. And I want that to hopefully franchise into multiple places, which is my prayer. And personally, I want a husband. So if y'all got one out there, send him my way.
Not just any husband.
Not
Not
just
just any husband.
Click the
Now.
money thing in there.
So,
yeah.
with that being said, I want to thank all of our guests, all of our special guests. My man Howard drove 3 hours to be here. I haven't seen him such a long time. I'm excited to link up and talk to him while I got him here. I want to shout out to DJ Such a Lady. None of these sounds, none of these mic, none of the audio, none of this happens without her. I want to shout out Joshua. Y'all seen the growth on the camera work. He's killing it over there. I want to shout out Nova. None of this happens. The podcast. People been asking me to do a podcast for years. None of this happens without Nova talking me through that and being there behind the scenes, getting all this together. I want to thank everybody else, the sponsors. We can't do it without y'all. Y'all don't realize how much money I spend to do this show every week. I do payroll.
Right.
So shout out to everybody with that. Shout out to everybody who tune in, all the subscribers. Man, if you know somebody, send out the page, do all that. I'm being a little long-winded because it's the last one. I won't see y'all for 3 months. I cannot wait to not do this for 3 months because it's a labor of love, but I need a break. So with that, you got something, Mike?
Shout out Hussein.
Right.
Great
Oh,
season. Great
Right.
season. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Great season.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of good
yeah.
conversation. I can't wait to go back and watch it again
Right.
and binge watch it. We have some dope episodes. Y'all all make it great. It's dope. The best part about this is that I get to hang out with y'all outside of this.
Yeah.
And I know people are ready to eat. So with that being said,
I am people.
we'll see. Ari chose violence. So thank y'all all again for tuning in. We'll see y'all soon. Peace. Happy holidays. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Peace out.
We're done.